Antonio Scull was born on September 18, 1983, in Havana, Cuba, into a family deeply passionate about sports. Growing up in a country where baseball reigns as the national pastime, it was no surprise that Scull would develop an interest in the sport from an early age. His father, a former amateur baseball player, encouraged Antonio to pick up a bat and ball, fostering his love for the game. From the moment he first played in the streets with neighborhood kids, Scull demonstrated a natural talent for the sport, particularly for its nuances and techniques. Scull's talent was quickly recognized by his coaches, and by the age of 10, he was enrolled in the Escuela Provincial de Iniciación Deportiva, Provincial School for Sports Initiation, one of Cuba's most prestigious sports academies. Here, he began training in the fundamentals of baseball. Developing his skills both offensively and defensively, he showed immense promise as a young athlete, standing out for his speed, agility, and ability to read the game, particularly when it came to outfield play. Though he was a talented all-around player, Scull gravitated toward the outfield, where his exceptional range and quick reflexes made him a defensive standout. As he progressed through his youth career, his natural ability to read the game and react quickly in high-pressure situations set him apart from his peers. During his teenage years, Scull continued to build on his foundation, honing his offensive game and learning the mental aspects of baseball from some of the top coaches in Cuba. Rise to prominence and early career. At the age of 16, Scull's potential was noticed by scouts from the Cuban National Baseball Series, Serie Nacional de Béisbol, the country's premier league for professional baseball players. In 2001, at just 18 years old, Scull made his debut for Industriales, one of Cuba's most successful and storied baseball teams. His arrival was highly anticipated, and expectations were high for the young outfielder. Scull wasted no time in proving himself at the professional level. His first season was a testament to his raw talent and his ability to handle pressure, even in the demanding atmosphere of the Cuban National Series. In his rookie year, he showcased his strong arm, quick reflexes, and ability to hit for average, helping Industriales reach the playoffs. Scull's versatility in the field and his leadership on and off the field earned him the admiration of his teammates and coaches alike. By the time he was in his early 20s, Scull had become one of the top outfielders in the Cuban National Series. His batting average steadily improved, and he began to develop more power at the plate. As his offensive game developed, he also became a key figure in the Industriales lineup, known for his ability to drive in runs, make contact in crucial moments, and spark rallies with his aggressive playstyle. His defense remained strong, with his speed and accuracy in the outfield earning him numerous accolades. Throughout the early stages of his career, Scull continued to impress, earning regular all-star selections and recognition for his well-rounded game. His achievements were not limited to his league play, as he quickly gained national attention. His consistency and strong performances for Industriales made him one of the rising stars of Cuban baseball. Career peak and main achievements. The peak of Antonio Scull's career came during the mid to late 2000s, when he firmly established himself as one of Cuba's most influential baseball players. During this period, he reached his full potential both as a hitter and as a defensive player, garnering widespread recognition for his abilities. In 2005, Scull had one of his most productive seasons in the Cuban National Series, finishing with a career-high batting average and leading the league in multiple categories, including home runs and RBIs. His powerful bat and consistent hitting made him a key player for Industriales, and his performance throughout the season earned him the Serie Nacional MVP award. Scull's power-hitting abilities became a key aspect of his profile, as he developed into one of the league's premier sluggers. During this time, Scull's contributions to his team were not limited to his bat. He was widely regarded as one of the best defensive outfielders in Cuba, capable of making acrobatic catches and throwing out runners with pinpoint accuracy. His arm strength and ability to cover ground in the outfield earned him several Golden Glove awards and cemented his place as one of the most complete players in the league. In 2006, Scull was selected to represent Cuba in international competitions, further solidifying his standing as one of the country's top players. He was a key member of the Cuban national team that competed in the World Baseball Classic, WBC, the premier international baseball tournament. His performance in the WBC was instrumental in Cuba's strong showing, as he helped lead the team to a respectable finish. Scull's leadership, both offensively and defensively, was crucial to the success of the national team, and his contributions during this time earned him accolades from coaches and fans alike. Over the next few years, Scull's prominence in Cuban baseball continued to grow. He became known for his ability to deliver in the clutch, consistently coming through in key moments of games. His leadership on the field and his ability to remain calm under pressure made him a fan favorite, particularly during the intense rivalry matches between Industrials and other top teams in the Cuban National Series. In addition to his individual achievements, Scull played a key role in Industriales' success, helping lead the team to multiple Cuban National Series championships during his peak years. His combination of leadership, hitting, and defensive prowess made him one of the most well-rounded players in Cuban baseball history. Final years and retirement. As Scull entered his 30s, he faced the inevitable physical toll of a long and demanding career. Though his passion for the game never waned, his performance began to decline slightly, and he found himself struggling with injuries more frequently. Despite these challenges, Scull continued to play at a high level, contributing both on the field and in a leadership capacity. His veteran experience became a valuable asset to Industriales, and he worked closely with younger players to help develop their skills. In 2014, after a successful but physically demanding career, Antonio Scull announced his retirement from professional baseball. His decision was based on a combination of physical limitations and the desire to step away from the game while still being able to enjoy a high quality of life. Scull's retirement marked the end of an era for Industriales and Cuban baseball, as he had been one of the league's premier players for over a decade. After retiring, Scull remained involved in baseball as a coach and mentor, helping guide the next generation of players. He also worked in youth baseball development, focusing on cultivating young talent in Cuba. His experience and insight into the game made him a valuable resource for both aspiring players and coaches, and he quickly became involved in several youth baseball programs across the country. In 2016, Scull was inducted into the Cuban Baseball Hall of Fame in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the sport. His induction was a fitting tribute to a player whose dedication, talent, and leadership had made him one of the greatest baseball players in Cuban history. Legacy and conclusion. Antonio Scull's legacy as one of Cuba's greatest baseball players is secure. Throughout his career, he established himself as one of the most well-rounded players in the history of the Cuban National Series, earning numerous accolades, including MVP awards, All-Star selections, and Golden Glove honors. His leadership, consistency, and ability to perform under pressure made him a standout player for both Industriales and the Cuban national team. Off the field, Scull's impact on the next generation of baseball players in Cuba has been profound. Through his coaching and mentoring, he has helped develop young talent, passing on the knowledge and skills that made him successful. His commitment to the game and his love for his country's baseball tradition have ensured that his legacy will live on in the players he has influenced. Today, Antonio Scull is remembered not only for his accomplishments, but also for his contributions to the sport's growth in Cuba. His career will always be a benchmark for young players aspiring to reach the highest levels of the game, and his legacy as a player, leader, and mentor will continue to inspire the future of Cuban baseball for years to come.